Sewing is very beautiful. Now we dey make am hard for ourselves. So I want to show us how I made this beautiful skirt with slits at the back. Though my own slit, I don't want it to be open, but you can as well just open your own, so that if you are walking, people won't be seeing your lap. More especially if what you made is a hot mini skirt. When I mean hot mini, that is halfway down to the knee. You know, reach knee. Okay, so if you put a slit, people will be almost seeing your pants. Okay, so but this is a technique where the skirt will be looking like there's a slit, but it's actually a slit that is not open. But if you gather mind, say you won't wear your own the waka, make people they see your nyash, there's no problem. That means you're not covering the slit. Okay, your slit here will be open. Okay, now this is my beautiful pencil skirt. Okay, and properly lined. Now, one of the importance of lining is, one, it makes a fabric that is transparent not to be transparent anymore, to be blocking the transparency inside. Then secondly, for me, I like putting lining in my fabric because we know too Ghanaians, when you put lining on Ankara, it makes it stand and thicker the more, and it gives you extra inches around your hip. Okay, so let's go right into this tutorial. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So we have talked much about pattern, and I observed that some people are having issues actually transferring the pattern to their fabric and coupling the fabric. So today we are going to be coupling this pencil skirt. Now I have made my pattern and I've transferred to fabric, and I have cut out my pattern on fabric. This is the bodice, this is the band, this is for the front, and this is for the back. This is going to be the slit area. This is going to be the slit area. Okay, then this is our lining. So I'm going to be having one straight piece lining. This is for some of us that are lazy, but it's not actually being lazy. You can see this in some corporate wears. The lining is one straight lining, not cut out to the fabric itself. Later I'll be making another style of placing lining whereby you cut it together with the fabric, but this one is in case you don't want to cut out lining. Okay, so watch and see what I'm going to be doing. So I'll start with the front pattern now. So this is my front pattern that is on fold. This is the band for the fabric for the front pattern that is on fold. Why do we have two bands? Okay, now we have two bands. One is for the main fabric itself and the other one is for the facing. Can you see? Okay, but we are going to be attaching this lining in a way. This one, which is for the front, is going to be attached to this front bodies this way. Okay, now after attaching to this front bodies this way, I'm now going to use this one to turn this one. Okay, I will use this one to turn this one. Now the same thing is what I'm going to be doing for the back pattern. Let me go to the machine and turn it and come back to show you. You can see what I did. The front one, first of all, facing this way. Okay, then I'm going to stitch it all round down. So I've stitched it. Okay, so I've stitched it. You can see I've stitched it. Okay, now I will now apply for the band. The band has a facing, which is this one. The band has a facing, which is this one, right? So now I will stitch like so. The band has a facing, so I will take the facing and place right side facing right side, so that when I'm done stitching on the band, I will turn it this way. Okay, let me go stitch and show you. So you can see this is the first stitch we made. Now I'm stitching to the band so that I can be able to turn it. Okay, I'm stitching on the band so that I can be able to turn. Okay, so can you see? Are you seeing it? This is the first stitch where we stitched the band. We stitched the band to the bodice. This is the second stitch which we are going to use and turn the main band. So by the time we turn, can you see? We used this one to turn the main band. I'm actually making this very late in the night and there's nobody here to help me out, but I have to do this tutorial before I go home. Okay, can you see? We use this one to turn the main band. Can you see it? So use it to turn the main band. Okay, now we are done with this one. We go to the back pattern. So this is the slit area for the skirts. Leave this side so that you will not be confused. Now this is the skirt block itself in all. This is the skirt, this is the skirt. Remember there's a 1 inch sewing allowance here. That's what you said you added. 1 inch sewing allowance for the zipper. Okay, and this is your band. This is your band. This is the one you are going to use to turn the band, just like you did for the front, but we are going to be dividing this also into two. Okay, because there's a zip in the center. Remember there is 1 inch sewing allowance to these back bodies, but for the front there's no zip allowance. Everything is just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and stitch this one to this one, this one to this one, and this one we are going to use it and turn this one. Okay, so can you see how the whole pattern looks like now? The first one is going to be used to bend and turn the band. That's main front band. The same thing with the center piece. The same thing with this one. Now coming here, by the time we are done, it's going to look like so. Okay, so by the time we are done with what I'm going to be doing now, it's going to be looking like so. It's going to look like so. Do you understand? So it is now this one, this particular one, all through that we carry the lining. Do you understand? Remember that the lining did not get to the hem area. The lining is going to stop somewhere here. Now the beauty of this type of lining is that for us that do not have hips, it helps to push up the fabric. So the fabric will be adding a little bit of inches to our hip area. Then secondly, it's faster. It's faster. Just join, bend, and that's all. Then the next thing, you now come to your hem area. But I'm not going to be doing hem area in this video now. I want you to understand how to attach that lining first and how to apply zip. Do you understand? Okay, let's go right into joining. I'm now going to join all of them to make one piece. So I will stitch here all down, I will stitch here all down, and I will stitch this place again all down, making it to be one straight piece. Then I'll come back to show you. So can you see my skirt are formed? This is the front. Look closely. This is my band. Now I'm going to be turning it to open it. Look closely. My band has formed. Now I will open it. Remember to observe your 2 inches here. Remember that this place has 2 inches sewing allowance, but this place for the zip has only 1 inch. Do you remember? Now you can see, you see the way I used that one I was talking about to bend it. So this is where we are going to be attaching our lining. Now our lining is going to be one straight piece depending on where we want our lining to end. But remember, the kind of fixing we are fixing our lining is the type that does not get to the hemming area. So it depends on where you want to choose your lining to end. I can decide to make it end here, or I can decide to let it follow this line. This is where I want. So I'll be measuring from here to here, and that is the length of my lining. Now what I am saying is that if you make this lining exactly, if you place it like this and stitch it down, like this, it might be gathering your leg as you are walking. So to avoid that, look at what you do. You will pleat, either you pleat this way, since you have already pleated this way, everything now your brain you go just use pleat. Okay, pleat. Let the length of the lining be longer than the length of the bodice itself, and you are fine. Now when fixing the lining, look at what you are going to do. Okay, so you see, stitch it like so, stitch it like so. Do you understand? So when you are done stitching, you will turn this way and your seam will be hidden. Okay, let me go and do it and come back to show you. So can you see I have stitched? Now after stitching, I have turned it and I have ironed nicely. Can you see how my lining is looking? You see how my lining is looking? Remember, this is a mini measurement, so yours is going to be nicer. So now we are done attaching the lining and we are okay. But you see this place, we need to hide this seam. We need to do what? We need to hide this seam. So what do? We are going to turn the entire lining and the facing of the band. Turn everything, pick it at the center, turn it inside out. Can you see how it's looking now? I turned it the other way around. Now as you turn it, you stitch here. Okay, and you go over to the other side also. Okay, and you stitch this place down also. Okay, and end it somewhere around here. Let me go and stitch it and come and show you. So can you see? I use the contrasting thread so that you'll be seeing clearly, but please, when you are sewing, this is blue, use royal blue. Use royal blue thread. Okay, so I have stitched it down. You can see. I have stitched it down. Forget about this one. This is the main stitch. I have stitched it down. So now I'm going to pick it like so and turn it inside out. Turn it totally inside out. Can you see? Can you see the seam has been hidden after I turned it inside out? So no matter how, when you are fixing your zip, this area will be neat. Remember that you are going to be weaving this side. Remember that the lining ended at this point. Okay, so this point also, you only have to weave just this area because this point will be hidden. This is the slit, and it's because I want to be working and my slit will be covering. Okay, if not, this one is supposed to go like so, just like go straight down, but this thing I've left here is so that when I'm working, my sleeve will be covered. Okay, so now the next thing remaining for us to do is to stitch it down so that we can attach our zip. That's all. Okay, but remember that when we were making this band, we did not make provision for button, so definitely is zip from the band, is zip all through. If not, when making your band, make provision for button. I'll be doing that in my next video so it will be clearer. So now we are going to stitch all the way down and I'll now show you what to do to this area. But before we do that, we have to hem the area. Turn your lining like so first and send it to me. Let me be sure that you have gotten what I have done up to this time. So the next tutorial will be fixing zip and showing you how to bend this hem. Okay, so I'll be waiting for your assignment. That's your assignment. Go and make your own to look exactly like this, and please use your normal measurement, use your own measurement to make this skirt like so. You can see how neat my skirt is. You can see how neat it is. Okay, so it's not only about making your skirt, cutting on pattern, transfer it on fabric and still have that neat finishing. Okay, so this is our skirt now complete. I want to show you how to get a nice finishing. And I told you, if you cut on pattern, you have finished work. All the calculation, let it be on pattern. After calculating on pattern, you measure on pattern to be sure that you have gotten it correct. If the measurement you got on pattern is correct and you transfer it to your fabric, you don't have a problem. So this is my skirt block here. So if you look closely, you will see the band, very beautiful high waist band skirt. Okay, you see the band. Can you see it? Very neat. Let's turn to the inside. It's the lining we fixed, but you know me, I'm managing my fabric because of tutorials. So but definitely your own lining should get up to somewhere here. Okay, this is the front. Now this is the back. This is the 1 inch you created for zip allowance. Can you see it? The 1 inch you created for zip allowance. So when fixing, just run one single thread, because you are still going to be losing up until where you want your zip to end. Okay, so stitch just one loose stitch. Okay, I just stitch one so I'll be able to show you. So this is that 2 inches you have at the back for the slit. Okay, now if you don't want your slit to be open, let me come closer. If you don't want your slit to be open, this place you came by 1 inch all through, but on getting to this place, you are going to make this place 1/2 inch. Now all this stress we are passing through here is because we want a slit at the back. Now if you don't want a slit at the back, remember you don't have anything to do with this. Okay, so your pattern shouldn't carry this. My pattern carry this because I want a slit. Now, and I want a beautiful slit. You can as well not still have this and have a slit, but know it as you're moving, your skirt will be opening. People will be seeing your leg. But if you create this, now when we create this, you stitch one single line to this place, 1 inch line to this place, and I'm getting here, you're going to have 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. You are covering all through. Now, I covered this place because even if my slit open, I don't want this place to be open. I don't want people to be seeing my leg at all. Okay, so you find out that there'll be a slit at the back here. Okay, but it won't be open. Now if you want yours to be open, just that you don't want to be working and you don't want your slit to just be opening anyhow, now don't stitch here if you don't want. So stitching here is optional. Then here, now the only thing you are going to do is tack it down. Okay, and on the back pattern you are going to stitch, on the front pattern you are going to stitch a triangle here so that it will never tear. Stitch a triangle here, then tack this side down. You can use hemming gum or anyhow you want it. Then remember to bend your hemline any way you want it. Now you have an option of using this design scissors, so you not weave. All you do is just bend one, or you have an option of bending it 2 times. Okay, it's very neat that way too. Remember that your hemline here should carry 2 inches to accommodate all these things I'm saying. Or just take it to the weaving machine, you weave this place and just bend it. This place does not have bend here anyhow you like, but I like bending this place. If it's not Ankara, if it's a corporate wear, I like bending this place in a way that stitch will not show. And if you don't want stitch to show, that means you are going to be investing in hemming gum. Okay, so my people are not around now, so I don't know where they kept the thicker one. There's a hemming gum that is thicker than this. Okay, so when you apply it to your fabric, it's only God that can separate it. This one is the lighter one that everybody knows about. Okay, so that's that for lining your beautiful skirt, and then you go ahead to have your wonderful pencil skirts.